Today, filings open for local government seats. Aaron Stuvey met 5 candidates, all vying for positions in North Mankato, who, while all having much in common, will be squaring off on the ballots.
So I think we are starting to see big shifts in things. We're wanting more listening, we're wanting more accountability even at the local level. And then I feel like if we get it at the local level, then maybe we can see it move upward.
Tuesday was the first day for municipal filings for many communities. In North Mankato, the mayor and 2 city council seats are on the ballot. As soon as City Hall's doors opened, 4 candidates, Joe Tugas, Benton Bakke, Danielle Bowman, and current council member Sandra Oaks all lined up to be the first to put in their paperwork. That was part of the plan, as all 4 are supporting each other's campaigns.
These guys have been showing up to city council meetings. I've watched from a distance and sometimes there, and we just sort of aligned in wanting to participate and make some changes with in the city government.
The group is no stranger to the council and its meetings. They've been active figures at meetings discussing things like data centers and the city's new public works project.
Council, kill this project now.
I want to see some changes here, but I think that all local government really needs to focus on having what I call ART: accountability, responsibility, and transparency.
It's not just that group that's vying for the city seats, however. Peter Garner is an organizer at Copal and is involved in local responses to ICE activity, being a bilingual advocate through the state of Minnesota, working with the local Spanish-speaking community. He announced his candidacy in June and says that he is also running out of a desire for more transparency in local decision-making.
The city council needs someone who can be transparent towards the public, who is able to listen to the concerns of the public and represent them.
In North Mankato, Aaron Stuvey, KUIC News Now.
The deadline to file for local office is July 28th. If more than 2 candidates file for a seat, they will be narrowed down on primary day, August 11th, and then finally voted on November 3rd, which is election day.